Welcome to the Spiritual AI podcast, where we explore the incredible power of our inner intelligence, which I call spiritual AI. Just like a computer uses AI to process data and find solutions, our awareness and intuition can guide us through life with clarity, ease, and purpose. Each week, we'll dive into the transformative tools, spiritual insights, and practical strategies to help you awaken, amplify, and align with your inner power. I'm your host, your friend, your guide, and your fellow student, Leonie Dutoy. Come and join the awareness and intuition revolution. Today, I'm taking you back to last year when I had another podcast called the Sacred Living Podcast. And I wanted to drop the episodes in here because I didn't really want the interviews and the content that I put on there to kind of just get deleted and go to waste, essentially. So sit back, let's rewind and replay. As I'm recording this podcast, I am sitting on the side of Lake Munga, under a tree in the shade, and it is a beautiful spring day in Perth. I have just witnessed the most incredible and also the most heartbreaking thing I have seen in a very long time. I was sitting here and I'm watching a mummy duck with her little ducklings, and there were seven of them. And as I'm observing them, I noticed a big pelican come down, land on the water, and I didn't think anything of it until the pelican started chasing the ducklings. And I stood and I watched the pelican catch one of the ducklings and swallow it down. And my heart broke. And then I stood on the side and I was on the phone with a friend, and I had to run and grab a stick or whatever I could find to throw it at the pelican to try and get it away from Mama Duck. But I couldn't do anything, and I had to realize in that moment that this was nature. And if I wasn't here, I wouldn't have seen it happen. But it happened, and I'm very sad to say that the pelican actually got all 7 of the ducklings. And I had to sit with that just a little bit. And that's just nature. So, not to be morbid with this podcast, but it's just incredible how things in nature work. And that Mummy Duck will go on and she'll have more eggs next spring, and she'll have babies, and maybe some of those babies will make it. Now, the podcast today, I didn't want to talk about Mummy Duck and things that happened there, but I wanted to talk about something a little bit deeper. I watched the movie It Ends With Us a couple of nights ago. It's Blake Lively's new movie. And it is about an abusive relationship and patterns that we choose to have stop with us. And it reminded me of my own journey and my own relationships and my own marriage and my own 2 daughters, and the choices that I've made to stop certain patterns, certain beliefs, certain habits that was instilled in my girls, that patterns that came through my relationship with their father, and how I took the chance to step up and say no more. No more. I wasn't going to stay in a relationship that wasn't good for me. I wasn't going to stay in a relationship where where we say we stay together for the kids. I was going to step out of the marriage, and I did step out of my marriage, and I wanted to show my girls that they could step out of a relationship that they are not happy in. And I wanted them to know that they could be strong, that they didn't need a partner to be happy. They didn't need a partner to make money. They didn't need to have a regular job in order to provide for themselves. They could stay in a state of creativity. They could run their own business. They could do whatever they want to with their life. They didn't have to fit into the system. So when I watched that movie, there was a lot in there that, that kind of made me think and reflect on how far I've come and what I've shown my girls. And I try to do the best that I can. I try to show them, moment by moment, and stay in awareness and teach them about their intuition and teach them about money and doing the right thing and showing them that I work hard in my business to, and I work the hours that I want to work and create the life that I want to have. And I wanted them to know that they can do that as well. So it just kind of put me on this journey of thinking about where I've come from, how far I've come. I think there's something else that we forget how far we actually come, because we keep trying and we keep trying and we keep moving forward and we keep doing the thing, and we never really take the time to sit down and just reflect and go, wow, I've come through so much. I've come so far. I actually am a strong woman. I actually am independent. I actually made it when people told me that I would never make it by myself. I've built a business. I am helping people. I'm supporting people. I am, teaching my clients within Sacred Beginnings, my students. I am helping my clients transform their life. I'm making a difference in the world. And I do that on a daily basis by the choices that I make. So if you find yourself right now in a relationship or in a situation where you feel restricted and you don't know what to do, I want to encourage you to just look at your life and just remind yourself that you are strong. You have the power, you have the capabilities to go out and do what is right for you. Find yourself support systems. Find yourself a coach. Find yourself a healer. Find yourself somebody who can support you. If you don't have the money to find a coach or a healer right now, find a podcast that can motivate you, because there's so many good podcasts out there. There's so much free content out there that can support you and give you insights and give you motivation to move on with this journey and do what's right for you. Create the life that you desire. Don't just stay because that's what society thinks that you should do. Don't just stay because that's what you were taught. If you're not happy, make the changes. If it's an abusive relationship, move out. Find somebody to support you. If it's a partner that's not supporting you in your growth and they keep telling you that you will never make it without them, then perhaps it's time to re-look at your life and your relationship. There's so much there, and we really have to come to that point where we look at things and we have to go, what do I need to do for myself? Walking out of my marriage was one of the hardest things, but it was the best thing I ever did. And I knew it. I knew that by leaving, it would be the best thing for both of us. Now, my girls love their dad. And, for the time that we were together, we loved each other, but we grew apart. And I knew in my heart the day that I leave him, he will go on and he will find the person that's right for him, the person that fits with him. And it's happened. He is in a very, very happy place right now. He's looking at getting married, remarried again. The girls are really happy with her. I'm happy for them. And I knew it in my heart. I knew that he was meant to be there for the first part of the journey, and I knew that he was meant to bring my two beautiful girls into this world with me. But I also knew that he wasn't going to be the one that was going to be there with me for the long haul. But I needed to see it. I needed to get to that point where I realized that was going to be, up to a point, and then I needed to make the decision to go. And when I watched that movie, It Ends With Us, I just saw myself. I saw myself how I was in a relationship that wasn't good for me. It wasn't a physical abusive relationship, but it was abusive in certain ways. So when I made that decision to leave, I stood in my power and I made the decision that was right for me. Did I struggle afterwards? Yes, I did. Did I come out the other end stronger? You bet I did. So I'm reflecting with you guys today, and the audio is probably not going to be the best, and you'll hear birds and you'll hear traffic and you'll hear people walk past me. But I thought I wanted to take this moment and just reflect and sit here and just share this message with you guys. And then, the whole life and death thing that just happened with the mummy duck and the pelican just brought a deeper meaning, a deeper energy, a reflective energy into this conversation. It is life. Certain things are just going to happen. But for us, we have a choice. We can either let it happen to us, or we can do something about it and we can move out. We can speak up. We can change. We can make different decisions. So let this not bring you down. Don't let this message and this podcast bring you down, but let it inspire you to take action. If you need support, if you feel like, you want to work with a coach or a mentor or a healer and you feel drawn to me, then reach out. Just go onto my webpage or send me a DM or comment on the podcast and I'll reach out to you and we can connect. Perhaps there is something I can support you with. If it's not me, let it be somebody else. But don't stay where you are. Set yourself free. Stand up, stand in your power. Step into your truth. Create the life that you deserve, the life that you desire. Thank you for joining me on the Spiritual AI podcast. Don't forget to rate and share the show with your friends. It will only take a few seconds. So go ahead, go and rate the show, share it with a friend, spread the message of the power that we hold within each one of us, our awareness and our intuition. Let's create a revolution. Let's change the world. I'll see you next time.